Aloha, I'm Patrick Cook Hanalei Spencer, and in the Hawaiian culture, like many cultures, family is at the center of life itself. And our ties to our ancestors, our living relatives, and future generations is what grounds us, nurtures us, and sustains us. And in the Hawaiian culture, this bond is known as the piko and is represented by an umbilical cord. And just as the umbilical cord feeds the growing fetus, a connection to our family feeds us through their love and wisdom and cultural traditions and inspiration. Connection to family helps us know where we've come from, where we are, and where we are going. It really is the cord of life. Well, at times the piko gets knots in it, called hihia, which impedes the flow of that connection. Family problems can cause hihia, and the result is a disconnect which impacts the well-being of the family and the individuals involved. Well, at Epic Ohana, we strive to help families in the child welfare system undo their hihia so they can stay connected. One essential service Epic offers is family finding, and here to tell you more about that is its program manager, Kathy Shimabukuro.
Aloha. Well, family connections has always been important in Hawaii. For children in foster care, identifying extended relatives and tracking them down was often difficult. In 2007, inspired by the work of Kevin Campbell, a social worker on the mainland, Epic Ohana began helping Hawaii Child Welfare Services find family. Initially, searches were done upon request by the social worker. Then in 2012, in collaboration with Child Welfare, family finding became automatic for all children entering foster care. This commitment also helped Child Welfare fulfill the federal 2008 Fostering Connections Law, a law that requires states to notify all relatives of children placed under foster custody. Now, people often wonder how we find family members. Upon learning that a child has been placed in foster care, the first steps are to verify the child's status and placement and to gather whatever information is already available about known relatives. The case is then assigned to one of our Ohana finding specialists.
We begin by reviewing the information given, then we start to explore and do some detective work. That involves searching our available databases and the internet to look for people who might be related, as well as for possible contact information. Some of the sources we use include people locators, genealogy websites, public documents, and even obituaries, which we find to be especially helpful.
Sometimes the searches will quickly lead us to lots of names of family members with clear relations. Other times, though, we may end up with only a few names of possible relatives and not really know how or if they're actually related. Being able to decipher clues and connect the dots can be a challenge, but it is so gratifying when it comes together. I remember once I was having a really hard time finding relatives of a grandmother. Then I happened to notice in the case notes that she had a nickname and that she used to live in California. By adding these to my search, I found several other people with the same last name who shared other addresses with her. This led to some possible family who turned out to be her siblings.
Once we have at least a partial list of potential relatives, we'll move on to the phone calls. And usually we'll start with the immediate family, but sometimes it just depends on which person has a working number. With that said, we understand that getting a call from a stranger saying that one of your relatives is in care can be a bit surprising and unnerving, and that it can also bring up strong feelings. So we really try to listen, be sensitive and respectful, and reassure the family member that we're calling on behalf of the child. And if the family member wants to be supportive, then we'll go ahead and give them the social worker's name and phone number.
Also, if relatives we're talking to are willing, we may ask them to help us with the family list. This might involve verifying and clarifying relations, identifying other family members, or naming others who may be supportive. In fact, we have found that relatives can actually be very helpful in assisting us with putting together the family list.
After we speak with relatives, we'll go ahead and put together a family list and send it off to the social worker. We'll also use that list for the DHS relative notification letters, as well as for other EPIC programs.
Before family finding, it was a lot of work for the worker itself to do their own family finding and reconnecting these kids to their family members. Majority of the time, these kids didn't have anywhere to go after they left child welfare. And so our hope was so that we would be able to find somebody that they could connect to and they can maintain this relationship. Now it's much easier with family finding, as you have an immediate list and you can place with relative rather than non-relatives.
I'm Yvonne Mack from Niagara Falls, New York. I am the great aunt of Mary Beth Grogan. When I got that first call, the young lady was very kind. She told me the nature of the call. She made me feel comfortable that my niece and my great niece was in great care. But we also wanted to know how often we were able to talk to them, were they able to communicate with us, whether we able to talk to the family that was caring for Mary Beth on a regular basis. And to all of those questions, it was yes. Because the workers in the state of Hawaii, child welfare reached out to us. So we're now able to adopt Mary Beth. And so this will be like a blessing for the holidays that's to come up. We going to adopt on November the 24th, 2020 at 9:30 Hawaii time. I would like to thank the state of Hawaii, Family and Children Services, They've been EPIC, for reaching out to us. They took the time to do the paperwork, to search for us, to look for us. And I'm glad that they did. I'm glad they took the time to do that.
I'm Krista Hulama. This is Mokuahi Hulama.
Yeah, my name's Louise Hulama, and I'm the second oldest sibling.
My name is Rosemarie Hulama. I'm the oldest of the siblings. I'm Krista's oldest sister.
At first, I didn't know what EPIC was about. I had so much negative feelings because of the situation that I was going through with CWS. Pretty much gave them a hard time, being that they contact everybody in my family.
Yes, being the oldest sister, I was really happy that Crystal was in the program, and when EPIC called me and told me about the program and why they were calling me, I was really happy.
We got to rest easy, but it was just constant worry. All the time, it was just constant worry. So that kind of brought a relief for us, for me and my sister being far away.
EPIC program, that even brings our family even closer because we feel comfortable with how it's improving our family connection too.
It helped me to stay in contact with the people that I needed most while being here in treatment. It helped me build my own support network system and helped me build my relationship better with my family again. But it made me see things differently.
What I would like to share with people about EPIC Ohana is that we need to listen to family members. We need to open our minds and hearts and see if people are in trouble with things like this situation with Crystal. Listen to them and let them know and share this EPIC Ohana program.
EPIC is not a bad thing. It's really for the best interest of our child and ourselves, as well as reunification. We just have to trust the process and just take it day by day. But I am grateful. Personally, I am grateful for EPIC Ohana and all my Ohana conferences.
Well, as you can see, the family finding process is very powerful and allows EPIC to keep families at the center of all that we do. It enables EPIC to help families undo the hihia in their piko so that their family connections can be restored and thrive. And the results of family finding are the starting point for many of EPIC's other services, such as Ohana conferences and Ohana connections, youth circles, and Family Wrap Hawaii. We say mahalo to those that shared their experiences in this video. After all, it is their experiences that give purpose to what we all do. Ahui ho.